brothers, how did you become a gang? Do you know what they're doing? They are manipulating a natural process of human development. I'm going to say it very quickly. The Quran teaches us that we are social beings. So there comes a time in your development when you leave the home at 8, 9, 10 and go out in the street. You meet your friends in the neighborhood. When you meet your friends, you form a natural alliance with your friends. Is that right? There's a time in our lives that we identify with, get our feeling of worth from, seek recognition by a group of boys and girls who have similar interests, aspirations, or needs, and usually they come from the same neighborhood in which we're growing up. Our reason for being together is defined by streets or neighborhood, and therefore we feel we have a need to protect or defend what we call our turf. As a result, the need to identify and belong to and be recognized by a group of peers to feel safe and secure, which is a natural need. Out of this need, groups are formed and natural leaders emerge to whom the members of the neighborhood or the group or the gang give their allegiance. Each one of you that have a neighborhood group that is called a gang, you have given your allegiance to one of your own. You call him your leader. What qualities does the leader have? He usually possesses extraordinary gifts: courage, bravery, the strength to dominate, the will to win, and the will to survive. Oftentimes the leader is the greatest fighter among you. In fact, the leader whips you. So when he beats you physically, you submit to him. You become his boys, his group. Now check this out. In white neighborhoods, they take this courage and bravery and will to win, this aggressive tendency in young people. It's not false. It's a natural tendency in young men to be aggressive, to want to show strength. That's our rite of passage into maturity. We're growing up now. I'm as strong as you, so I'll test my muscle against your muscle. I'll test my strength against your strength. I'll put my hands up and shoot out a few jabs to see if you know how to defend yourself. Is that right? So this is growing up. We ain't got no YMCA. We don't have nobody to direct that energy among us. But among white people, they see the same energy. So they take their groups and they form a little league. They form a baseball team. They form a football team. They form a basketball team. They form a boxing team. And all of your hostility and aggression, you work it out in team sport. The will to win makes you a winner in baseball, a winner in basketball. The courage is seen in how you work with your team, your bravery, your desire to be a winner. In white communities and in the more affluent sections of the black community, they do this to guide that natural macho spirit in young men. But suppose you ain't got no money. There's no police athletic league that cares about you. There's no little league team for you. Then what happens to this aggressive tendency in the young man? It degenerates. And consequently, our leadership gained through courage, bravery, and strength is now demonstrated not in games, but in conflict. You came on my turf, man. So when I bust you in your mouth for being in the wrong place at the wrong time, this is the way I prove to my boys that I'm worthy to be the leader. This is the way I prove to myself that I still got it. This is the way I keep my boys in line. So the only way when you get leadership by that means, the only way that that leadership is maintained is by constantly proving yourself, by constant involvement in conflict. So therefore, our recognition can only be sustained and maintained by exploits that cause us to be recognized. How many members of a rival gang have we beat? Have we beat? Have we maimed? Have we killed? And the more we beat, maim, and kill one another, the more we have to beat, maim, and kill, so it becomes an ever spiraling cycle. Do you understand? Now there's white folks on top that know that this is a natural evolution in human beings. It's not just germane to poor people. This is natural to all human beings, particularly males. But they sit up and in boardrooms and say, how can we manipulate this? Now look at our communities right today. What is the result of this gang conflict? It is the destruction of our own people because they don't live in the same neighborhood, go to the same school, or wear the same colors. They don't wear the same symbols. They don't wear their hat in the same way. If I put my hat to the side, that means I'm this. If I turn it around to the back, I mean it's that. If I turn it to the left, that means something else. Look at this, brother. And we start killing each other over something silly about the marks that we have now in our hair, that everybody in this gang has 3 marks on the side, and then those in another gang have 4 marks in the back. Then we knock each other down and destroy each other because our hair is cut different. You don't see the big picture. You don't realize that we all come up out of the same earth, and that we are fellow sufferers of injustice in a society that has put us in that sick road. We are the same people with the same experience, originated from the same source. We come from the Lord of the worlds, Almighty God, Allah, yet we see each other as strangers. Have you ever thought that perhaps somebody wants this to happen? Because you can't see the bigger picture, that we are one people, not tribes. And because you live on the west side, another one lives on the south side, another one lives on the east side, or in Boston, some live on Intervale, some on Castlegate, some in Corbett Street, some on Humboldt Avenue. Now because you live in a different area with a different turf, you don't see yourself as the same people. You got to protect what you really, in fact, do not own. Then to complicate the situation, drugs is brought in.